This is Simon Peel. I've actually had shown about him today a little bit, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity for me to do this, okay? So, the personal information, so if we were actually doing the fake book that we were doing in Sunday school class, and they were filling out like the disciples' fake book profiles, and it would have all this information on it, okay? So like when he was born 1 AD. His death was between 64 and 68 AD. And it's a Latin word. You don't have to know what it is. It's just when he was born and when he died. Okay? What really counts is what he done in between the birth and death. Okay? Now, he was the son of Jonah. Okay? And this is found in John 1:42, and I'll look it up in my Bible out. And I am using the NIV version, I think. Yeah. Oh. Hang on. Let's actually have to go through different things, okay? Look at different scriptures, okay? Alright. And he brought to him Jesus, and him and his brother, his brother Andrew actually brought Jesus to him, okay? Jesus looked at him and said, "You are Simon, son of John, or Jonah." Some parts of the gospel called him Jonah, and then some others called him John, okay? I will call you Cephas, which translated it's Peter. Now, you will know this a little bit earlier. If you have, I will post all the disciples videos up. And there is 2 Simons. So honestly, I don't know if it was because Peter was stubborn and he knew, that he would be his main person. But Peter actually means the rock. And this is actually told later in the PowerPoint, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you that little tidbit, okay? You're wondering why he called him Peter, okay? But his name was actually Simon, okay? So, his brother is Andrew, and he was one of the 12 disciples, okay? So, Andrew, this is John 1:40, chapter 1, verse 40. Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, was one of the 2 who heard that what John the Baptist had said, who had followed Jesus, okay? He worked as a fisherman, a disciple, and an apostle. And if you have not watched the difference between apostle and disciple, most of us don't even know that. So this is just a loose translation, okay? Disciple is a follower, apostle is a teacher, okay? They go into places, they teach. You can be a physical apostle, which they will, because they got to see Jesus living, they ate with him, and they went on, followed him throughout his ministry, and all this kind of stuff. Some rose from the dead, watch them go in heaven. But then there are spiritual apostles that we still have today, okay? Like missionaries, teachers, so on, okay? But that's just a little bit earlier lesson that it's actually built on, okay? And his marital status was married. We do not know who his wife what his wife's name was, okay? So we don't know who his wife was, but all we know is that he was married. Okay, let me find it. As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, and they were fishermen, okay? So that's where you get that. Okay, so Jesus, I'm going to go on. Come follow me, Jesus said. I will send you out to fish for people. At once they left their nets and followed him. Now that means that Peter, I wouldn't say exactly left his wife, but he actually left her to follow Jesus. Now we don't know who she was, what she done, we don't know if she went with him to these places and helped out with the ministry. We don't know nothing about this woman, but we know that he was married, okay? Okay, so characteristics of Simon Peter. And this might sound like this man cannot be redeemed or anything, but I'm telling you what, this man was loyal and loved Jesus down to his soul, okay? He had a temple out of this world, okay? He was uneducated. He was a manly man because he was a fisherman, and in those days, that was the criteria, okay? And probably today at some point, he was stubborn. If you think God knew what he was getting into whenever he stepped into that boat with Simon Peter to teach at that sea, okay? Okay, so he knew what he was dealing with, but he also knew that the uneducated person could be educated, okay? He also knew his temple and stubbornness could be used for him and not the other way around. So that's where the trick is. Whenever you study these disciples, you actually see that they love Jesus. Don't get me wrong, I don't think they meant to do anything that they done whenever Jesus died on the cross. But I think they were scared because they were people. And people fall short all the time. Okay? Sorry guys, it's raining, and I'll be honest with you, this rain is just not, nah. Okay? So, biblical books mention Simon Peter. Of course, the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Acts, okay, 1 Corinthians, and 1 2 Peter. God saw his characteristics, he knew what he was going to get into, and that he still used him to preach his gospel. So that should tell us something, right? Our dumbest mistake does not have to be our end in Christ, okay? Or even in life. Our dumbest mistake can be lived and learned, okay? Now, we'll get into that a little bit later, alright? So, hang on, that's because I have no idea what's going on here, because my thing has just went nuts on me. Okay, so he was first mentioned in Matthew 4:18-19, and I read that to you. And Jesus walking by the Sea of Galilee saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Okay? Alright, you ready? Well, okay. Okay, so his final mention is Simon Peter, a bonded servant and apostle of Jesus Christ, to those who have received faith of the same kind of ours, by the righteousness of our God and Savior Jesus Christ. 2 Peter 1:1, okay? Okay, so I sure went into this earlier, okay? So in Matthew 16:18, Jesus says to him, "Now I say to you, you are Peter," which means walk. Okay, this for us. That's more for us, more so than anything. Okay, and upon this rock I will build my church, and all the powers of hell will not conquer it. Matthew 16:18. Okay, so with that being said, he knew he was stubborn. He knew he was stubborn. Hang on, Dad, because I gotta stop and. Okay, sorry, guys. Alright, so where was I? Oh yeah, sorry, my mom was testing me during the lesson. I'm sorry. So he knew that he was stubborn. He knew that he had temper, but he also knew that he also made dumb mistakes or dumb decisions. But he also knew those dumb decisions, all three things, could be turned around to be used for God. So we need to learn from Peter and not be exactly making dumb decisions for our benefit, but needs to be making decisions based on what God has told us, okay? So this is what we can learn. Because his prophecy was that upon this rock I will build my church. Now, if it was Peter doing it, and if I was in Sunday school class, I would probably demonstrate this a little bit more than what I could. Okay, so imagine this heavy weight is in front of you, okay? And you're pushing with dynamite, and you are so tiny, and you can't push it. Now, when you have God behind your back, guess what? True. You go a lot farther in his prophecy if you put him first in everything that you do that he has called you to do, okay? Now, that's not going to be easy all the time. I'm not even going to lie to you, okay? But I will be honest with you, but we can learn from Peter at this point, okay? Okay, what is Simon Peter known for? He was one of the first disciples to believe that Jesus Christ was the Messiah. The real first was actually Andrew and John, technically, but it could be said either way, okay? Walked upon the water with Jesus, which we can find that whole story in Matthew 14:20ish, I think. Yeah. 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 Matthew 22 through 36, okay? So that's where you get that, okay? He denied Christ 3 times, which Jesus prophesied that he would because he was so scared. Healed a crippled beggar at the gate of Beautiful with John the Baptist. And this is found in Acts 3:1 through 10. He said to the beggar, 7 gold I do not have, but I can give you Jesus Christ. I'm paraphrasing it because it's so long, I'm not going to read it to you. But it is a good story. If you can read the Bible, you can live there, okay? Peter showed that non-Jews could be Christians, and this is in Acts 10 through Acts 11:18. And all this is that he had vision in his sleep, and it actually woke him up, okay? Because he saw all the unclean animals mixed in with the clean animals. And he's like, God, I can't eat this. I can't eat that. What are you talking about? I'm a Jew. That pig over there is unclean. That cow is unclean. That chicken's unclean. And he's like, God said, and I'm paraphrasing this whole dream, There is no, because of my son, there is no unclean or clean things again. So that means us non-Jews can be Christians. Okay? So, how did Simon Peter die? Tradition says that he was crucified upside down upon his request. Now, you might be wondering why he done that. And I'll be honest with you, he didn't feel worthy of dying the same way that Jesus Christ died, which was upright. Okay? What's the way that he probably died was actually more painful because that force on his cross was actually making him go down upon the cross and making it harder for him. But to breathe and everything. But he didn't feel worthy enough to do that. Okay? So this is actually for whenever they are in Sunday school class, but you don't have to do this unless you want to. If you were taking notes in this PowerPoint, I suggest you do, because guess what? We learn a lot from these disciples, okay? Alright, so that's the end of Simon Peter, and I hope you have learned something. Just real quick. How did Simon Peter die? And if you said upon an upside down cross, you were right, okay? Name me some characteristics that maybe would attract to Jesus, okay? What are the right reasons, of course? You got the answers in mind? Okay, good. So, they are, he was stubborn, uneducated, and he had a major temple. I mean, I can't even emphasize this. This dude actually cut off his children's ear whenever they came to arrest Jesus. Okay? So I understand what he was doing. I understand what he was thinking, but Jesus just put the ear back on the soldier and said, you shouldn't have done that. But those are the negative things. But he leaves that negative for later, okay? Never see negative things. But he loved Jesus and he was loyal to him. To a fault. And honestly, if we could all be like him, it'd probably be a whole lot better. This would be so much better as Christians to go out in the world, right? Alright, so I hope you had fun listening to this. And I know it's not as entertaining as if we were in Sunday school classroom. And I'll be honest with you, I miss y'all. It's the first week that we are out again. And I'll be honest with you, I missed y'all. So I hope you have a good day. Bye. And I will see y'all whenever we can get back together, okay? Be safe out there. And with Jesus, peace out.